OnlyIAS. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Good evening, Durgeshwari, Dharani. Harsh, Anjali. All right. Nirupama. Good evening. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. So, we are continuing with our economic survey from last week. Bhumi Jain, good evening. Okay, I'll just wait for another minute. Because these first 3 chapters are like, it's like very heavy loaded with economic terms, economic concepts. Obviously, I cannot sit and explain every one of them, but at least you should know what you should focus on or revise now. Getting the point here. Now, the notification has got delayed indiscriminately. I mean, pretty much unbelievable. But yeah, we cannot take any chance here. The more you revise this, concepts whichever has been mentioned in the economic survey, the more you revise, the more you are thorough with it, higher the chance you have of cracking the service or cracking the prelims. Praveen B. Pillai, Picha Pillai, Beer, Pierre, Basit, Arihar Sudan, Mohit, Anushri, Ishika. Good evening, everyone. Let's get right into it now. From where I left it last week, tech-driven solutions for improving efficiency in public expenditure. One of the major thing, let me tell you, what happens in a government department. Every year, they will release funds. Correct. That is, funds, how are they released? Let us say, now I need 10,000 rupees from the government. So I will say 20,000 rupees. Government will send only 8K. This is how it always happens. You send an amount a little lesser than that only, or much lesser than that only, government also will send. And always the thing is that exaggerated amounts are often quoted by departments. Because the thing is, once you quote a lesser amount of money, and later if additional expenditure is required, then it becomes a headache to get it from the government of India. So what do you do instead? You actually quote a high amount and you do what? You keep that amount pending in that account there. It is there available with you, right? So it will lie there in the account. Now what is the problem here? The problem here is that, see, central government of India also, from where are they getting all these funds? Not all the funds are actually the money, literally the money that is lying with the government of India. No. Some they will borrow. They'll borrow internally and they will give it. Central government is paying for it. Central government is paying interest for that money that is borrowed. So central government is taking it from somewhere and giving it to each department. What are these departments doing with it? Are they spending every rupee? No. It lies there pending. To what extent? Something to the tunes of 1.6 lakh crore just sitting idly in different accounts. So to end this problem, they basically came out with what? They basically came out with the idea that, okay, let us do one thing. A just-in-time fund release system to improve cash management, reduce idle balances, enhance transparency, and strengthen expenditure efficiency. The reform places the earlier credit push model of bulk fund releases with the debit pull model, under which funds are released only when expenditure is incurred. That is, the bottom line is, the fund will be released only after you have made the expenditure, not before that. Not the whole idea of giving it in advance is stopped henceforth. Just in time has been implemented through SNA Sparsh for centrally sponsored schemes and through the Treasury single account and Treasury single account hybrid models for central sector schemes. Note the difference. Just in time model for through SNA Sparsh for centrally sponsored schemes. For central sector schemes, it is either a Treasury single account or single account hybrid model. We will take it up further forward. Large idle balances averaging about 1.6 lakh crore under centrally sponsored schemes, inefficiencies, diversion risks, and high opportunity costs. Government borrowing rates are around 7% per annum. Like I told you, 1.6 lakh crore lying simply in different accounts. And on top of it, you're paying a very high interest rate of 7%. You as in the government of India. So in 2023, they came out with SNASPARSH, Samyojit Pranali Ekatrit Shigra Hastantran. Who comes out with these names, God Almighty knows. They have to be given an award. Enables just-in-time release of the central share of centrally sponsored schemes directly from Reserve Bank of India accounts against actual expenditure based on prior sanctions. RBI held accounts these are now. So from one account directly the money will come for centrally sponsored schemes, for those expenditures that have already been sanctioned. And once you spend that money, money will come from where? RBI held accounts. Just in time. Just as the word says, just in time means abhi. Just now. Literally, that is what it means. Taking it further forward, Reserve Bank, SNASPARSH is integrated with. So it is integrated with the Public Financial Management System. PFMS is the system that is used for all the fund transfers as far as central government related fund transferring is concerned, especially with salary, pension, all of that. State Financial Management Information System and the RBI's eKuber platform. What is that? eKuber is the RBI's core banking solution, a digital platform launched in 2012 that serves as the central banking system for managing government funds, interbank transactions, and securities. It provides banks and government entities with real-time paperless access to their accounts with the RBI, streamlining financial operations, enhancing transparency, and improving efficiency for public fund management and settlements. For central sector schemes, Treasury single account extends just-in-time principles by eliminating advance transfers to implementing agencies. Now, for central sector schemes means what? Those schemes were 100% it is funded by the center. That for all such schemes, there will be one single treasury single account. Again, to make this payment. Got the point here? This is the idea. Taking it further forward, funds under the treasury single account are drawn directly from RBI account through assignment limits. Means limits are there for this. The other one is what? Prior sanctioning is made. Okay, this much money only, this much money has been authorized for you to spend. Once you make that expenditure, fund will come to your account just in time. Okay, RBI account. This one is also RBI account, but through the treasury, it will come. Treasury single account drawn directly from RBI account. From financial 24-25, all central sector schemes with outlays of 100 crore or more are covered under the treasury single account. Clear? Treasury single account hybrid model addresses schemes involving private or lower tier agencies by ensuring immediate just-in-time transfers for payments. Again, private also it can be, or lower tier systems agencies by ensuring. Lower tier means small microfinance, such agencies through that also. That is another model again. Bottom line is what? One account, only after you spend the money, we are going to give it to you. We are not going to give you the money so that you can keep it with you pending. The other issue with it is, as the year is about to end, financial year is about to end, what most of the government departments will start doing is they'll start spending the money, which is generally called as March rush. March rush it is called. Because you know, if I have kept the fund with me entire year, I did not spend 1 rupee. Now, if I don't spend it at all, what will happen? Government will take it away from me. It will lapse. Fund will go back. So, once it goes back, then getting it back again next year becomes difficult because government will ask, last year also you didn't spend. Why you want it this year? So, what do? I start spending it. Unnecessarily, I create a rush during March. To prevent all that only, they have come out with this. Route optimization. This route optimization simply means you are going to use technology. For what purpose? To find out which is the best route for transferring or supplying food from the warehouse to the market, which is the best route, and then you are utilizing that route for your transportation purposes. Now, automatically, some people may feel, okay, that is what a GPS is there for. Correct. Yeah, GPS is there. But the fact is, how many people know actually to use it? How many people are really using it in the government sector is the question. Got the point here? Because government sector, what is the thing? Petrol or diesel? Government will pay for it. Why should I worry? So route optimization has been brought in where they found out that an annual transportation saving of about 250 crore was made simply because they found which is the best way or the best route through which they can transport or supply food. Taking it further forward, integrating the freight operating information system of the Center for Railway Information System with the PM Gati Shakti Master Plan platform. Can anybody tell me what is PM Gati Shakti? PM Gati Shakti. Railway, road, etc. collaboration, merging and working with. What PDF are you asking, Ludi? I'm not understanding. Merging and working with all sectors. Infrastructure related, first of all. Gati, as the word suggests, Gati Shakti. Infrastructure. So it connects basically what? Roadways, railways, airways, everything. Getting the point here. Multimodal connectivity, road plus railways plus port plus airways plus waterways. Correct. So, by combining railways, freight information, along with the Gati Shakti plan, I have been able to save how much? Close to 250 crore rupees in transportation alone. Class notes PDF. See, this will be shared as, this PPT will be shared with you at the end of the class. The other document, if you are asking, that is economic survey. This document will be shared with you at the end of the class. As simple as that. Multimodal connectivity. Correct, Nichita. Agreed with that also. Part of Sagarmala project. See, Sagarmala project is largely to do with connectivity of the ports. That port I am integrating with entire country, that you can consider it as Gati Shakti. Got the point here? Sagarmala is largely to do with our entire coastal area. That with the rest of the transportation logistics system, PM Gati Shakti. Got it? Food miles contribute nearly 1/5 of global food system emissions. What is it? 1/5 food miles. Food miles means transportation. When you transport food, what is the greenhouse gas emissions that happens? It is around 1/5. States reduced average transport distance by up to 50%, carbon dioxide emissions up to 35%. These reductions support India's Paris Agreement and Conference of Parties commitments, conserve foreign exchange, and promote a climate-smart food supply chain. Observe this. This is the way you are supposed to write your answer. Because this is an economic topic, correct? But if you actually look at it, this is something more closely related to society, because transporting food in the most efficient manner will bring down the prices. Food will become more affordable. We will be able to export them. And that way our export market will improve. All that is great. But what is the environmental angle here? Because you are finding the most optimal route here and you're trying to go integrate the entire railways and the PM Gati Shakti. The cost savings is 250 crore. The savings in terms of greenhouse gas emissions is up to 35%. Got the point here? 7 engines, correct. That is the correct word for it. Roadways, railways, waterways, airport, mass transport, logistics, correct. 100 lakh crore 2021. Agreed. The rest of it, you can just read it. That is all that is there about it. So this is all related to what? Infrastructure. Next one is overview of state government finances. Now somebody, I think, Ayush or somebody was asking, fiscal federalism. See, fiscal federalism simply means a sharing, the whole idea of sharing of the responsibilities, that is economic responsibilities between the center and the state. To put it more bluntly, how taxes are shared. Taxes are shared between center and the states, as well as to what extent expenditures are also shared between centers and states. Expenditure sharing simply means responsibility. To what extent you will take responsibility, to what extent I will take the responsibility. That is what fiscal federalism is about. Needless to say, most of the important subjects actually comes under whom? Comes under the center, especially defense. But most of the other local, where the subjects have more of a local flavor to it, that comes under the states and then under the municipalities. Clear? So this is the idea. Taking it further forward, overview of state government finances. Total transfers from center to the states more than doubled between financial year 20 and financial year 26. So to states, more money has been given. Fine. Moving on. State share in central taxes 9, 9.5, 11.3, 12.9, 14.2. That means it is constantly increasing. Centrally sponsored schemes also 3.4, 4.1, 4.3. There is a drop here. 2.1, 1.7. Drop, drop, drop. Okay, here it is consistently dropping. Finance commission grants. Other grants, loans or transfers 2.6, 3.3. 3.5, 4.6, 4.8. This has gone up. In GDP terms, transfers increased from 5.7% to 6.9% over this period. 6.9% of GDP. This is the easiest way to remember any data. That means you can remember it as almost 7% of GDP is transferred to what? States. Got the point here. Moving further. Post-devolution revenue deficit grants. That I will tell you. Local body grants, you know, that is basically rural and urban. Panchayati Raj institutions plus municipalities. Fine. Health sector grants, specifically for health sector. Disaster management grants, again, specifically to deal with disasters, its mitigation, all those process. What do you mean by this? Post-devolution revenue deficit grants. That means, see, like I told you last week, center to the states, then between states. This is vertical devolution. Total taxes collected. How much should go to states? That is 41%, which has been the same recommendation given by the 15th Finance Commission and 16th Finance Commission. Horizontal distribution, that now depends upon 4 to 5 factors. Major driving factor is what? Population. Horizontal means what? Horizontal simply means which states, I mean, between the states, how am I going to divide it? So this is vertical devolution. Horizontal devolution, in which the main contributing, there are 5 criterias. That the main criteria is population. In other words, whichever state is having the highest population, they stand to gain more here. Got the picture here? So, after giving this money, after giving 41% to the states, post-devolution, after I have given that money to the states, I have finished giving. But many states are still running what? Many states are still having a huge revenue deficit. When I was talking about the center's revenue account, Revenue account, the easiest way to remember it is a recurring account. What do you mean by recurring? Continuously every month it will keep on. It's a continuous commitment every month. So under that revenue account, if you see, you have revenue receipts, revenue expenditure. Under receipts, you actually have tax plus non-tax. Under tax, you will have income tax, corporate tax, GST, excise, customs, all that will come. Non-tax will include fines, user fees, license, all of that. Expenditure, when it comes to central government, like I told you, you have dips there. Defense, interest payments, PABAD, which simply means salary plus pension, and then subsidies. This is the main idea. Okay, this is for center. States don't have to worry about defense, correct? So for states, when I consider, this is not there. So if you like that, if you look at it, revenue expenditure of the state should be only what? Interest payment, public administration, that is salary plus pension, and then subsidies. Then why is it that without even having defense within under their responsibility, why is it that this expenditure side of the state is so high? Why is it? What is the reason, or what could be the reason for it? Ankit Kumar, Capex will come under capital expenditure, capital account. Here you don't have that. Freebies and subsidies. Subsidies is already here. The actual villain is freebies. Or proper economic term for that is unconditional cash transfers. That is the major villain here. Got the picture? The main villain is unconditional cash transfer. Subsidies already it is there. Rakesh, subsidies is already there over here. See, it is already available. Freebies, you're right actually. Surbi, Abhi, as well as who was it? Kashish, Bhumi, Aksa, UCT. What is UCT? So these are the freebies is what is nothing but unconditional cash transfer. Simply you're giving money like that. That has put a huge burden on the state government, because unconditional cash transfers is nothing but what? Vote bank politics. If you look at the last 2 years, most of the state elections, if you see, what is the major turning point that decided? The turning point that decided a party's victory or a party's loss, it was this unconditional cash transfer. It was not education, it was not poverty, it was not health, nothing. Got the point here? So what is happening is, center's finances are doing good, but states are actually spending more than what they are earning. Clear? th Finance Commission recommended a net borrowing ceiling of 3% of GSDP. That is maximum borrowing what they can do is 3%. Maximum borrowing of their gross state domestic product. This has been done because some states are not at all following any sort of fiscal prudence. Fiscal prudence means they are simply spending their money with not at all keeping a tab of where is the income going to come from. Getting the point here? Where is this legal? What is illegal about it? What is illegal about it? There is nothing illegal about a freebie. Is there any provision in the constitution or in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita which says that you cannot announce a freebie? And a freebie means what? Free. Now, if you look at the freebie also, it is basically targeting the poorer sections of the society, correct? Say, if Karnataka state government has announced free bus services for all the women. Free bus service for women, when Karnataka government announces, and if at all it gets questioned in the High Court also, or even in the Supreme Court, they can always give the data. This is the lack of empowerment that women in Karnataka are facing. So, if the bus ride is free, it will ensure better education, better employment opportunities. Women will be able to go out and seek work. That will improve their financial capabilities. End of the story. That is the logic. Got the point here? The subsidy, it simply means a tax on the government. Something is there for 100 rupees. Government is telling, okay, give me 10 rupees, enough. You give me just 10 rupees, enough. So what happened to the 90 rupees? That is subsidy. The subsidy on the government, subsidy, whatever subsidies you get, something which was there for 100, you're getting it for 10. 90 rupees, who is going to pay that? Government pays it. So the easiest way to understand subsidy is a tax on the government. Rakesh, no, Supreme Court cannot intervene because it is a matter of the executive to decide. It is not a matter of the judiciary to intervene. If judiciary intervenes and says stop the freebies, then that will be judicial activism or judicial overreach. Got the point here? This is the logic. Now, they said net borrowing ceiling maximum 3%. States are allowed additional borrowing of up to 0.5% of their GSDP. For power sector reforms linked to performance outcomes. That means power sector reforms here simply means all the meters, electric meters, they are all electronic, digital meters these are. Completely, everywhere it is digital meters. You don't have any more those mechanical meters. That you don't have. Everything is digital. Every electricity, everything is accounted for. You're collecting all the bills on time, the payments on time, all of that. Getting the point here? States are also permitted to borrow an amount equivalent to their NPS contributions over and above normal limits. Borrow an amount equivalent to their NPS contributions over and above normal limits. Now, what is this NPS limit? Now, NPS is your national pension system. So, like I told you, old pension system, this was discussed in another class. Old pension system means what? Old pension system means no contribution from employee. Why most of you decided to prepare for a government job? No contribution. So 50,000 rupees, let us say, is your salary. People will put 30,000 into what? PF. Provident fund. 20,000 plus under the table income, they will survive. Then after retirement, on the day of retirement, they will withdraw that entire amount from PF, which will easily be more than 1 crore. Because public provident fund actually carries very high interest rate more than banks. So from PF you will get 1 crore. You retired and went. Whatever was your last salary, based on that you will start getting monthly pension. If the DA increases or another new pay commission comes, your pension, everything will increase. Happy life. What about NPS? Employee has to contribute. If employee contributes, let us say 12.5% employee contribution, government also will contribute what? Another 12.5%. So this looks nice. Wow, government is also contributing. Wow, yeah, great this is. You will feel. But relax. At the time of retirement, you get a bulk amount up to 60% maximum. 85% under special cases, but otherwise up to 60% maximum. Remaining 40% of the amount, where should you put? Remaining 40% you should put in equity schemes. Whatever government of India will recommend. Invest in this. In all these mutual funds, whatever options we give you, there you will have to invest. From that, you will get some return. What about monthly pension? No monthly pension. Only one time corpus amount. That's it. No monthly pension. Once this system was brought into picture, most of the states were like, okay, this won't work out. Government employees started telling, no, this is not going to work out for us, etc., etc., etc. Some states even went ahead and went back to the old pension system. Old pension system, as you can clearly see, this is not a sustaining method. Because nothing you're taking from the employee will put their savings, everything in PF, for which again they will get a huge return. And on top of it, they will get monthly pension also. Who is actually paying for them? Pay as you go. Means what? If I am joining today, okay, I'm retiring. I'm getting my pension. It is largely because Rakesh and Swaraj are working in the government. So it is almost like as the new batches comes in, they will be paying for the ones who have retired and gone. This will only work till the point as long as you are having a young population. It won't work once you start having an old population. When you start having more and more old people, which is basically it will start from 2050 onwards, more and more old age people, under OPS your pension burden will increase. Got the point? Your burden will increase. But under NPS, no more burden for the government now because there is no monthly thing. Now they have changed that also and they have come out with what? A UPS now, Unified Pension System, where yes, you do get a small monthly pension. That is there. Employees will also have to contribute. This is where things stand as of now. Clear? That is what these two sentences mean. Between financial year 19 and 25, 18 states experienced deterioration in revenue balances. Overall chart again, as you can clearly see during financial year 21, revenue deficit increased. Then it came down small slightly. Then it again started picking up. This pickup which has happened in this last 2 years has got a largely it has to do with what? The capital outlay, revenue deficit, capital outlay. So this is capital outlay. Okay. More or less, if you look at the capital outlay, this is where it starts. Then here. Capital outlay wise, if you see, not much of an increase. Slight increase only is happening. Capital outlay means capital expenditure. But observe this red color over here. This is now gradually increasing in size. 0.7% of the GDP. Which is what? Revenue deficit. Why? Okay, I'll write it as freebies only. That will be easy. Freebies is the reason. Got the point here? Data again. Trend in revenue receipts of the states. That also again, if you see, total revenue receipts, TRR, slight dip 21-22 because obviously due to corona, and afterwards it is picking up. As a percentage of GDP also, total revenue receipts, no consistent trend, decreasing, then slightly increasing, then decreasing again. That means revenue side, if you actually see, revenue side of the states as a percentage of GDP, when I look at it, it is not doing so great in the last few years. Why? Because states have been diverting almost all their funds for this freebie. They are not actually investing in what? Infrastructure. Transfers, when you do, whatever transfers you do, that is, you are giving freebie, they will only have a short term effect. It will not give any long term effect. Best example I will tell you, MG Narega you take. Now people are going on telling, oh, MG Narega, wonderful scheme, oh, this, that, etc., etc. Agreed. Wonderful scheme, fantastic scheme. 100 days of assured rural employment for every adult member of a rural household. Correct. That is what it is, says. 8 lakh crore has been spent on it. 8 lakh crore. Where is the asset? MG Narega, National Rural Employment Guarantee. Okay, you are employed for 100 days. When you worked on 100 days, you worked on something means, where is that work? What did you create? What did you build? What did you stop? What 100 days, what were you doing? When that question is asked, there is no answer to it. Yes, it has improved the rural health outcome. It has improved the rural nutritional outcome. It has improved the income of the women in rural households. It has even improved the educational outcome of the girl children in rural households. Agreed. But only to a certain level. Whatever social welfare you do, it will only have a short-term effect if you don't make subsequent investments in capital. Road, electricity, internet connectivity, if those things you don't invest, along with social welfare will not increase beyond a point. Social welfare will, it has its limitations there. It won't go beyond a certain point. Getting the point here? Clear? Then SASCI allocations. We will take that scheme separately. Increased from about 12,000 crore in financial year 21 to 1.5 lakh crore in financial year 26. Look at that. This is again an allocation made by the center. From 12,000 to 1.5 lakh crore in just 5 years. That's a huge jump, right? Why? We will see that in a while. Yeah. Special assistance to states for capital expenditure or investment. Launched in October 2020. 50-year interest-free loans to support state-level capital expenditure. When was it launched? October 2020. That means during Corona time period. That time it was launched. Because I will tell you what is the logic here. Next question. When a recession is there, what is a recession basically? Recession is basically a condition where demand is less, supply is less. Okay. Demand is also less, supply is also less. There is no demand, nothing is happening in the economy. Nobody is buying anything, nobody is selling anything. My question is, out of these four statements, how many statements are correct in this? Is it only one? Is it two statements or three statements correct? Now understand, only one means not number one here. Don't make that mistake. How many statements are correct? They have not specifically asked, is it statement one or statement two? They have asked you how many are correct. Is it one statement? Is it two statements? Or is it three statements? Or is it none of the above? Can't understand your handwriting. Only one, two statements, three statements, four statements. This is three, that is two. Three also. Ah, good that somebody said it. Dharani is telling A. Arun is telling C. Aksa is telling A. Pichapilla is telling B. Tanmay Burman is A. Last option, can you read, sir? Government should borrow from international agencies. Noor Jahan A. Dharani A. Okay, 1 minute. I'll just keep it for another few minutes. Let us see. B. Krish is telling B. Arya Gupta C. Ankit Kumar C. Shanu only one. Okay. Now, best example for this is, imagine what happened during COVID. COVID-19, we all know, entire growth, GDP of our country went down, went into negative mode, negative territory. Not at all surprising considering the fact that in India, the growth story is largely written by the service sector, which contributes to more than 51% of the GDP. The service sector itself was cut out completely. Obviously, right? No hotels, no theaters, no malls, no shopping, no education. Everything were forced to go into online. And IT sector, everything was hit. Everything was royally hit. The service sector took a hit. So if you actually notice what was the government doing that point of time, Government of India was actually investing in one, infrastructure. Because infrastructure projects, whatever you say, all said and done, you want to bring growth in any area, build one highway there. The rest will follow by itself. Once you build a highway, you build connectivity there, then shops will come, theaters will come, malls will come, schools will come, hospitals will come. All you have to do is improve the connectivity there. Make it very clean, make it very neat, make it very tidy. As simple as that. This is infrastructure. All right. So infrastructure did the government do? Yes, one of the major projects at that point of time was Central Vista, the new parliament and the associated buildings surrounding it. Secretariat, Prime Minister's office, all that put together. This was happening. On the other side, what was happening? Government was even putting food into the plates of the poorest of the poor. What is that? Subsidized food government providing. Government was providing for 80 crore people food at subsidized rate. This is capital expenditure. This is social welfare. Correct? Both of it makes absolute sense. So, one thing is sure, spend more on capital, should spend also on social welfare. No doubt about it. Government has to do it. Especially in a country like India. Any country for that matter. Kartavya, agreed. Got the point. Now for the third statement. Government should put money into accounts of people. Now understand the statement here. Putting money into accounts of people means accounts of people only I have said. I have not said which type of people. Is it poor women? Is it the poorest of the poor, like how we say Antyodaya? Nothing. Put money into the accounts of every people. Wow. You remember at that point of time, people like Mr. P. Chidambaram, Mr. Rahul Gandhi went on record during COVID to say that put money into the hands of the people. Put money into the account of the people. People are struggling here, starving here. Give money to them. Government did not listen. Why? It would have created a situation of hyperinflation. See, 100 crore, let us say, accounts are there. Hypothetical scenario. I am putting, let us say, at least 3,000 rupees into it. 3,000 rupees directly into 100 crore accounts, irrespective of whether they are rich or poor or whatever. What is the effective increase now? ₹3 lakh crore rupees in the system. Just in 1 month. If I am doing for 12 months, 36 lakh crore rupees per month. I mean, per year. 36 lakh crore. People are having money in their hands. Everybody is having money. Or everybody is having 3,000 rupees to spend every month. What will happen to inflation? How, Arun? How will it give fiscal stimulus? Inflation will increase. Got the point here. Inflation will increase. I have told this earlier also. In many of my earlier classes, I have said this. This is what had happened in Zimbabwe, where 1 kilo rice price was $1 kilo rice price became 10 million Zimbabwean dollars. Exactly. Record-breaking inflation you will have. Because the president there, he did the same stupid thing. He was somebody who did not know economics and all. So what he did, he decided, let us put money into everybody's hand. So obviously what happened? How will you put money like that? You'll have to print currencies. Started printing it. Let everybody have money. Prices skyrocketed. 10 million. Got the point here? This is the reason why long time ago itself, very early itself, printing currency to finance deficit. That is, I am having money shortage. So what I will do is, RBI is there with me. Let me go and print money. But what will that do? It will just increase inflation like anything. This we have stopped doing it. Got the picture here? We are no more doing it. Earlier we used to do it. This we have stopped completely. So now what are we trying to do is we are trying to reduce our expenditure. So going back now, what was the purpose of the scheme? 50-year interest-free loan to support state-level capital expenditure. Scheme recognizes the high multiplier effects of capital expenditure and its role in crowding in private investment. Means what? So during Corona time period itself, government realized that this time when the entire economy has gone down, we should actually spend more in what? More in infrastructure. From my side, from center side, what I have to do, I will do. But I want states also to come forward. So states will obviously say, see, we don't have any money with us. Come on, we don't have money. You should help us. So that is the reason why they gave this 50-year interest-free loan. Just pay back the principal. And you should use that money only for what? For investment in infrastructure. And that money has continued now. What started out with a budgeted allocation of 12,000 crore has hit today 1.5 lakh crore. What is the main reason? States are not having money. States are not having any money for capital investments. So center is like pushing for this. Getting the point here? Exactly. So this is the logic involved over here. Getting back now. Revenue expenditure accounted for about 86% of total expenditure and declined to about 84%. Within revenue expenditure, unconditional cash transfer, read it as freebies, and committed expenditures increase their share. Committed expenditures means what? Your salary, pension, subsidy, interest payment, all of that. Just committed, right? You cannot tell your government employees, next month I will give you, this month. That you cannot do. You cannot do that with pension. If you do that with subsidies, you can forget next election. Interest payment, whatever loans you have taken, for that also you have to make payment. So that you have to do, whatever it is, you have to spend money on all these. That is commitment. It's your monthly commitment. Plus the freebies. Together became the lion's share there. Got the point here? Why, sir, means what why? Understand, to the YouTube community and everybody out there, there is a 30 seconds lag is there between what I say and what you are sending me. So any question you are asking, please put it in full. Combined revenue receipts of states grew by 6.6% in the first 8 months, lower than the previous year. Revenue expenditure growth was contained at 7.6% year on year as of November 25. So this again, if you see, performance of own tax revenues of states, these are, okay. Goods and service tax, state collection has come down. Stamps and registration, gone down. Land revenue, slight increase. Sales tax, slight increase. Excise duties, that is alcohol, etc. Alcohol, all that, slight increase. Other taxes and duties, again, slight increase. So overall, when you look at it, what are we finding here? Economic activity at state level, it is very low. And there is, see, understand here, there is no difference here with regard to the particular political party. BJP, Congress, CPM, Trinamool Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, any party you take, it is more or less the same. 18 states are having very bad revenue deficits. Got the point here? This is the logic. Taking it further forward, decomposing performance of revenue expenditure. Interest payments have come down in 3 years. Salaries, wages, slight increase. Fine. Pension, gone down. Subsidies have come down, but look at it, 25 subsidies was very high. Other expenditures, which was also high, has also come down slightly. Got the point here? So borrowings have reduced to a great extent. Salaries and wages, slight increase only. That means no new jobs at state level also. Understand very clearly, it is not just the jobs that in center that has come down. Even at state level, there are hardly new jobs. Kerala State Service itself, you take Kerala Administrative Service. I think 2011 they conducted the first KAS. Then somewhere in 18, 19, 20. Then very recently they conducted it. So 3 times only they have conducted it. Got the point here. Very limited posts, all that. So at state level also it is very, very less. Subsidies have been reduced. Again, rationalization would have helped in reducing the expenditure. This other expenditure, conditional cash transfer, unconditional cash transfer is the main idea. What's that answer? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'll come to that. Deficit indicators, data again. Now let us get back. I forgot the main point here. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Both these statements are correct. Government should put money into accounts of people. That is wrong. Putting money into accounts of people will only create inflation pressure. Government should borrow from international agencies. Again, a pathetic idea. Because internationally, when you borrow, what happens? For every change in the dollar value, every depreciation of rupee or appreciation of dollar value, we will end up paying more money than what we have borrowed. In interest, we'll end up paying more. So this is an absolutely bad idea. Got the point here? Borrowing also, if you are doing, we should borrow it only from where? Internal borrowing. That means within the country. Inside the country, you borrow it. One of the major reasons why Indian economy, the trust on Indian economy is so strong is the reason is that our exposure to international debt is so tiny. Very tiny, very less it is. That means whatever borrowing Indian government has been doing, they have been doing it inside the country. Long-term borrowings are there. Like for example, 50 years, 30 years and all, we have borrowed money from World Bank. Say for example, now to develop the city of Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh. We have borrowed money. But that is like 30 years, 50 years, long-term loans. Small interest rate it carries. It is easy. Got the point here. So, these two are wrong. These two are correct. Only 2 statements. That is the right answer. Clear, people? This is the logic. Now, 2 things here. Multiplier effect of capital expenditure. Multiplier effect means what? You invest, like I told you, you construct one road, you construct one highway. Automatically investments will come. An example I will give you for this. Now, some people will say, oh, no, sir, blah, blah, blah and all. But reality, we have to accept for what it is. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue. When initially that statue was going to come, even I was also wondering, what nonsense is this? I mean, who is going to come there? The statue is tallest in the world. Who will come and watch it? But people did go. International tourism, Indian tourism, domestic tourism. The combined effect of it has led to what? Government spend money to build a statue. That's it. And basic level infrastructure in that area. Connectivity, road, etc. But today what has happened there? There is a she auto or a she cab is there. Driven exclusively by women drivers. There is hotel industry. There is pani puri. That chaat wala, chai wala, this wala, that wala. Guides. This, that, etc. Everything put together. It is a huge economy there now. Where whatever money has been invested by the government of India, they will recover it in within another 5 or 6 years. They will get that full money back. That is just the direct money that they are going to get. Indirect money in terms of GST collection, etc. That is on another level. That statue became a success. If you notice, after that in Telangana they put up another statue. Maharashtra they put up Shivaji statue, and I think that fell also. What is the reason? Tourism. Tourism is the main reason. Economy is growing. What is that? Crowding in. Got the logic here? So the entire idea behind PM Gati Shakti, Sagar Mala, all that is the same thing. You build the road, everything. Enough. The rest of it will follow. The rest of it will follow by itself. That is the reason why Government of India's target for this year in terms of capital investment is how much? More than 12 lakh crore. 12 lakh crore they are investing on infrastructure alone, capital investment alone, in which obviously roadways, highways, railways will take the lion's share. Absolutely. Absolutely. All you have to do is build road. But what is happening at the state level, I will tell you. So, there are two accounts, correct? There is a capital account. There is a revenue account. Now, I will say, okay, I will give you this free, that free, this free, this free, that free. I will tell all this. Automatically, a question comes, okay. Capital expenditure, I would have kept, let us say, 200 crore for infra. I have allocated. But under my revenue account at state level, I need to pay what? Subsidies, salary, pension, interest for the loans. All this I have to pay. In addition to that, I won the election because of what? Freebies. Freebies alone will take away some 150 crore per year. I don't have that money now. So what will I do? I will divert the funds from here. Money that was meant for investment in infrastructure, I'll take it from there. Can I do that? Absolutely yes. Now what happens? I'm only left with 50 crore here. What investment will I make? Hardly I will be able to do anything. Got the point here? I will just do maybe fill some pothole, do some painting, this, that, and then I'll say, see, road is looking beautiful. Cosmetic things I will do. That's it. With one rain, all that paint will go, all that tar also will go. Next year, again season 2, right? Again, I have to pay all the same thing. Next year also, I am not investing in capital. So when you don't make investments in capital, that is in infrastructure, you're not making. How are you expecting your taxes to increase? Either direct tax or indirect tax. How is it going to increase? It will not increase. Then this gets stuck in a loop. Got the point? You don't have money for capital expenditure. Why? Because you're giving freebies. Why are you not having money under revenue? You don't have tax income? Because you're not investing in capital. Got the point here, people? Any doubts? Involvement of private sector in infrastructure, how it will impact? What impact? Private sector will come, they will invest and they will go. As simple as that. You create conditions good enough, any private player will come and invest. Gift City, Gujarat. You know what is the highlight about it? Gift City. It is purely a high-tech city. You step in over there, you will feel you have entered into a foreign territory. Sanitation, water connection, electricity connection, everything is underground. Outside, you are not going to see a single electric post, telephone cable, nothing. Everything underground. In other words, you don't have to dig up the road to lay pipeline, nothing. Already everything goes underground as per tunnel system. Everything is kept in nearby vicinity. Homes, office spaces, everything nearby vicinity, so that you can walk and go to your workspace or go to the school. 2 international universities have already opened their campuses there. One from Australia. That is Gift City for you. 35 private companies have come and invested there. Why? Because inside Gift City, the entire culture there, the work culture, including the laws there, are actually governed are of international standards, not Indian. Like how you go abroad and what you will experience, the same culture they have brought in over there. They have a separate body to regulate its entire activity. So complete clarity, right? I know, okay, only one body I have to go. Only to that body I have to go and get the clearance. I got my clearance, I'm investing here. Google is there, IBM is there, HDFC is there, international banks are there, everything is there. Got the point? This is the idea. Any doubts so far? Turn. Same thing. It is foreign territory. It is foreign territory. It's just like that is what I told you. It is foreign territory entirely. It is inside India. It is inside Gujarat. But the entire structure, regulations, etc. That is, I'm largely talking about economic terms. Indian laws, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita will apply there. No doubt about it. But the whole thing, it is your high-tech smart city. Classic example. Clear? Taking it further forward. Now, I told you the main idea is what? The main idea is you need to spend money on infrastructure. Only then things will improve. International examples, let us see. In Mexico's Progresa and Oportunidades program, cash was conditional on school attendance and health checkups. So it is not that cash transfers are not done in other parts of the world. But in every other part of the world, they have a condition associated with it. And what is that condition? Okay. For example, this particular thing, Progresa and Oportunidades, that is in the Spanish or the Mexican language. Children should attend the school and regularly undergo health checkup. Only then they are paid that money. Brazil's Bolsa Familia required minimum school attendance and compliance with health requirements for continued eligibility. Philippines, Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino program imposed time limits and periodic reassessment with families expected to graduate from the scheme. That means everywhere, whatever conditional cash transfers are there, it is not that, janam ke liye you take this money from us. No. Once they see that, okay, you are attending regularly, okay, or you got the benefit of it, fine, then let us close this now. Let us put a time limit to it. The problem in our country is that once something starts like that, like a freebie, it goes on forever. And if any government tries to change it, they'll immediately see, look, they are not doing anything for the poor people. This government is only for the corporates. This is what will happen. I'll come to that. The Opportunity NYC program in the US operated as a time-bound pilot with cash rewards linked to education, health, and work outcomes and was terminated after evaluation. Opportunity NYC program. NYC as in New York City. So in New York City also, in America also they did this. But it was basically to do with what? As the outcomes improved, they terminated the entire project. Got the logic here? Tied and untied grants means certain conditions will be there. That is, I will give this money to you only if you do this. Say for example, if you make certain changes in power sector, or you make efforts to improve your tax collection, GST collection, state GST, SGST is the right, SGST component. You are collecting it very efficiently. I will give you this much grant. That is tied. Untied means no condition. This I will give it to you definitely. Generally, health grants are untied. There won't be any condition for it. Take how much ever you want. Like that it is. No conditions are there. Got it? Within a time. See, I keep getting these questions. Why this budget always ignores Kerala, etc. It is not ignoring anything or not ignoring anything. Understand one thing very, very clearly. Basic logic behind budget or even finance commission grants transfer is economic justice. Economic justice is the core word here. Understand that very, very clearly. Will you develop a state which is already doing well in literacy, in birth rate? In birth rate is low, literacy is high. income is also high. But unfortunately, Kerala has the paradox of what? A huge unemployment is also there. And yes, very low population. In such a scenario, why will you actually keep sending more money there? Is the $1 million question. Infrastructure also, even if you try to develop, like I told you, Kerala basically sits on Western Ghats, which is a highly ecologically sensitive zone. How are you going to bring changes there? How are you going to make an investment there? A simple investment you want to do, you'll have to cut minimum 100 trees. Easily. Why not disaster just got over last year or something? That's impossible. Economic justice tells us that we should develop those states which are so impoverished, which is having high population. So on that basis only you will make the division. Simple. That is the main reason for it. There is no other specific reason. It is not that why are they ignoring Kerala. First of all, you tell me, in Kerala, what is it that is not there in Kerala? That you tell me. Do we have a totally underdeveloped region where there is no greenery, no hut, all poor huts are there, no road, village means through mud you have to walk and go? One place you show me in the state of Kerala. One place. That is the reason why southern states have been telling that we have done well, so you are punishing us. Unfortunately, yes. The state has done well. So obviously, they are not going to get that level of importance, unlike the other impoverished sections of the country. That is the point. All India Institute of Medical Science understand there is something called as 7th schedule. Center, state, concurrent list. Land comes under what? State list. So anything you have to do, land has to be first surveyed, and government of Kerala has to say, this is where we have found the land for. Got the point here? Airport, Hosur, Tamil Nadu government showed this is where we want the airport to develop. Tamil Nadu government showed it. Center later declined it. Got the logic? Land comes under state list. Any developmental activity you want to do in a state, land has to be first shown by the state. This is where we want things to be done. Because only the state will know how much land needs to be acquired, how much compensation needs to be paid, all of that. Weightage will be within the 41% share from vertical devolution. Correct. Asif, we are going to... Please don't make this whole thing political again. Nirmala Sitharaman laughed. You please go and ask her. I am not a government spokesman. All right. That is how politicians are. Are you telling me she's the only politician out there who behaved irresponsibly in front of the media in the history of independence? No, she is just one among the many. If you actually take from north to south, east to west, you will find plenty of such politicians all over the country. All over the country. In every political party. So understand this. The stupidity to think is that BJP is bad, Congress is good. That will be the stupidity to think. Or Aam Aadmi Party is good, or CPM is good, or Trinamool Congress is good. And vice versa. They are all bad, only BJP is good. All are one and the same. Clear the exam, get lost to Labasna. That's all you can do. Or take a nice loan, 1.5 crore to 2 crore. Go and do an expensive MBA course from abroad. Settle abroad. End of the story. Now, another term that I want to introduce you people to is pro-cyclical compression of public investment. What is this pro-cyclical? Pro-cycle means, see, be it life or be it economics, it is always a cycle. This is how it will go. There will be boom years. Boom years means everything is growing well. Then there will be recession years where nothing is growing, everything is going down. This is economic cycle. Life is also like this. If you go up, you have to come down. If you hit down, you will go up. This is what it is. This is the cycle here. Now, pro-cyclical methodology of investment would mean during boom years, I am investing. And during recession years, I am not investing. Again, during boom years, I will invest. And again, during recession, I won't invest. Coming to that, Gopi Nakesh. Oof. Asif, it is called competitive bidding. I think you are from Kerala. I don't know. Even from the where? Sar, you are telling. It is not Sar. It is Sir. S-I-R, Sir. Okay. It's called competitive bidding. Even in the state of Kerala, if I remember it right, Trivandrum Airport has been, the entire management of it has been given to Ambani. Adani. Read the government document once. Now, Kerala is run by CPM. Why did they give it to Adani? Because they are dead against Adani. Read the government document. Price was quoted by Adani. According to that, they had awarded it. It is as simple as that. Competitive bidding it is called. Whoever quotes a higher price, it will be given to them. That's it. Ambani is there, Adani is there. Why didn't they give it to me? Why didn't they give it to some other person? Because they couldn't quote a better price. As simple as that. Government is going for higher revenue. Why won't the state government also go for it? As simple. So this you understood. This is what pro-cyclical investment is. Here you invest, here you don't invest. Here you invest, here you don't invest. This is not what you're supposed to do actually. Actually, if you're having a boom year and a recession, be it in life or be it in economics, during boom years, you should be very, very careful about your investments. What money you're spending, where you're spending. You should be very careful. And when recession is happening, that is when you should invest more. Got the point? Anti-cyclical it is called. When boom is happening, you should actually control your investments. Where you're investing, you should be very careful. Be very careful about what commitments you're making, financial. Recession time, invest properly. So when your life also goes down, invest your time properly so that you get a return. Got the point here? Is in replacement rate in southern states. That is there, Indumadi. That is there already. That is for reduction in population, control of birth rate. They are already giving money. And this year onwards, a fifth criteria has been added in the 16th Finance Commission. That is based on how much contribution you are making towards the total taxes. So if your state is actually contributing to the total tax pool, you're contributing more. Again, you will get a small, based on that again, a slight addition you will get. This much money you will get. That is there. That has been added. There is no doubt about it. See, understand one thing. I think UP has around 25 crore population. 25 crore. Predominant of them in abject poverty. Abject poverty. Poverty means you won't even be able to imagine. To that level, poverty it will be there. No proper electricity, no proper roads, no connectivity, nothing. Hardly one public bus will be there in that entire route. Got the point here? So that is the idea. Off-budget liability. See, off-budget liabilities means what is not there in the budget, that will come as a liability. This I will tell you now in the context of earmarked reform. 1 minute. Yeah. Decision to bring below the line expenditures above the line. This is one bizarre sentence that you're going to read in your economic survey. Below the line expenditure, above the line means what? There were certain expenditures which was never, on paper it was not there, but behind the scene it was happening. Got the point here? Behind the scene it was happening. So, FCI NSSF transparency. Now what was this? Food Corporation of India was actually borrowing money from National Small Savings Fund. Whatever money FCI required, Food Corporation of India. Why Food Corporation of India needs money? Buying food from farmers at MSP and selling it at subsidized rate. So for that they need money. They were borrowing it from NSSF. This was never written in the budget document anywhere. This was not even shown as expenditure anywhere. Government of India put a stop to it completely. What they have done is from budget 21-22, no such expenditure they are going to put it like hiding it away from the budget. What is currently happening? FCI also gets a budgetary allocation. This year, this much money for you. Take. That is what it means. Beyond that, over and beyond that, if FCI needs it, FCI can borrow it from the market. At normal rate, whatever it is. Borrow it from the market. Just like any other department or entity. This is the latest decision that they have taken. Latest as in 21-22. Clear, people? Debt to GDP ratio, I already told you. Now, debt to GDP ratio will be the main anchorage point, main point to actually know the health of the government. Debt profile of the government. Yeah. Now, debt profile again. This debt profile, we have to understand two things here. T-bills, SDL. SDL is State Development Loan. What is the difference between the two? Can anybody tell me? Population replacement. Some states have replacement to improve this. Devolution weighted. Improve means Indumandi, I did not understand. Improving replacement rate means increasing the population. For that you will give allocation. I'm not understanding that point there. T-bills, SDL. So far I have been speaking in the English language as far as I know. T-bills and SDL, what is the difference? Ask the UP government, Mohit. T-bills, short term. Okay, agreed. Short term means how short? On what basis are you telling that, Indumati? To increase the population. Where did you read about it? Any such scheme is there? A constitutional body, see, let me tell you, when you come up with an idea, don't come with your own $1 million idea. Whatever you suggest should be based on what? Some already established fact or principle. India, really, do you think, is facing a population reduction crisis? No. As of now, no. We are facing a population explosion. So we are trying to reduce the population in other states. Understand that. Correct. Correct. This is largely for short term, which is less than 1 year. Maximum is 364 days. 81, 162, 324, like that. And this only central government can issue it. This is SDL is long term. states issue it, generally for 10 years, but yes, it can be issued even up to 35 years. This is the way government borrows. This is the major share of our what? Internal borrowing. Government securities, G6 plus T-bills plus SDL. This is the lion's share of our total borrowing. What about this here? That is the percentage which we have borrowed externally. Clear? Correct. Next. As if you clear the service income, then we will sit and discuss about the problems in our country. I've answered this multiple times. In India, religion sells, caste also will sell. That is the reason. Have you ever seen a father committing suicide because his son couldn't get a higher education, or his son couldn't go for a nice college, or a father or a mother committing suicide? No. But a father or mother will immediately commit suicide when they get to know child has done intercaste marriage. So that is what our country is about. Yield curve of government securities. Yield curve means, yield means what? Return. So, yield to maturity, if you see, it is increasing actually. Got the point? The yield is actually increasing. Yield is increasing means price of bond is low. Price of bond is low means what? Demand is low. Not much demand is there. Because the point is, why should I invest here? Why should I buy Indian bonds? When I can actually go for, oh, 1 minute. Where is that diagram? Okay, that is later only. Why should I go for Indian bond when I can go for US dollar bonds? Because one thing I know is dollar is going on appreciating. Already crossed like around 92 now, close to. So I will get better return if I'm investing in US dollar bonds. So I will put it over there. Indumadi, they are doing it, but is it becoming successful? You are not understanding societal, the way society functions or the way women function. A woman, once she gets educated, once she has an independent job, once she has her own house, her own car, her own puppy, she is earning easily 50,000-60,000 rupees in a month. First thing that she asks is, why the hell do I need a man? That's what is happening in the society. It has happened in Europe, it has happened in USA, it is happening everywhere in the world. Nobody can stop it. It is as simple as that. Clear? Interest rate risk is contained through a predominantly fixed rate debt profile. Our debt profile also, if you see, interest rate is fixed. It is not floating, does not change. Foreign currency risk remains limited as external debt forms a small share of liability. How much it is? External debt? 2.6% of the GDP. That's what it is. Got the point? 2.6%. Moving further. Advanced economies carrying structurally higher debt than emerging market economies. This is another comedy that is there. That is, government debt, if you take across the world, if you take, advanced economies are having very high debt. That means countries like the USA, which is having $38 trillion in debt. Emerging market economies like India, Southeast Asian countries, etc., their debt is at a lower level. So if you notice the values here, 73.9%, percentage of as a percent of GDP is what emerging market economies carries. India wants to bring down its debt to 55% of GDP and somewhere close to 50% plus or minus 1 of GDP by 2030. Clear? This is the overall idea. Chapter 3, no? Okay, chapter 3 basically, again the whole idea, gold prices, etc. Now somebody was asking me again about the whole, what is it, US Trump, Epstein files, Trump, that is. First of all, let me tell everybody here, stop bothering yourself with the Epstein files. Aapka kya ja raha hai? I mean, what are you going to lose with it? What are you going to gain with it other than wasting your time? Billionaires who have wasted their time, who wasted their money, wasted their resources for all the illegal, unscrupulous, barbaric things. It was literally a very nauseating, repulsive when I found a 4-year-old baby girl tied up. Her hands has been plastered to a table and she is lying down like this. She is smiling. Where she is she alive? Is she dead? God Almighty knows. Who is she? Does she have a name? What her parents had gone through when they found that their child had gone missing? All those questions are there. Where did it happen? In the Western Hemisphere. How is it bothering you? Doesn't bother you at all. Now coming to Trump reducing the tariff from 25% to 18% because Prime Minister Modi requested him. This is once again his own, Mr. Donald Trump is a legend in his own mind. He's celebrating himself. Let him do that. The reason why Trump decided to reduce it now is because India became close to European Union in ways that Trump never fathomed, never imagined would be possible. So Trump did not want to lose out now what on the main player in the global economy today, which whether if you like it or not, it is India today. India is the major player today. The reason being that you can trust India because the other alternative, if India is not there, who is the other alternative? It is China. And USA and Europe are both clear on one thing, you cannot trust China for too long. That is why they want to rely on India. Got the point here? And by doing so, what happened? The moment he changed these decisions, etc., you would have noticed immediately there was a shift in the gold prices. So how does this internationally, how does it work is, if US economy, always observe this, US economy does some good decisions, takes any good decisions which is good for trade, which is good for dollars, any decision, immediately what will happen is dollar will appreciate and gold prices will crash. When gold will crash, obviously silver also will crash. This has always happened. Ulta scenario, if US economy is acting weird, unpredictable, immediately people will start investing in gold and silver. This is the trend always. Got the point here? Absolutely. That is the main point. Thanks to Trump is the reason. See, that is the point here. We have to understand a lot from this international politics is that there is no curse which is not a blessing. Trump is actually a curse. There is no doubt about it. Because he's a pedophile, he's a megalomaniac, he's a narcissist. And every other expletives that are there in the English dictionary, you can use it to address him. But thanks to his madness, he irritated European Union, the European Commission. They immediately got close to India. Otherwise, this deal, European Union India Free Trade Agreement, was stuck for more than 20 years. What couldn't be solved in 20 years happened over one visit. There, from India to Europe and Europe to India, Republic Day, signed the agreement, end of the deal. End of the picture. Otherwise, it would have taken huge time. I am not UPSC. Correct. Agreed. Oops. This is popped up here also. So this is the bottom line. This is just whatever I have explained till now, gold prices, etc. Yes. Now tell me, or rather M0, M1, M2, M3, M4. Please, anyone tell who decides the gold price? International demand and supply. That's it, Pichapille. Nobody decides anything. How much you're ready to pay for a commodity? That is based on what? Demand and the supply. As simple as that. Demand is higher, supply is lesser, price will shoot up. Supply is more than the demand, price will crash. Crude oil prices, at one point of time it was so high, now it has come down. Money aggregates, money supply, correct? M0, M1, M2, M3, M4. Which is most liquid? Decline will affect India. No major effect, to be very honest. People will end up going and buying it again. More people will purchase it again. So, dollar, again, rupee value will depreciate. Which is most liquid? I am not going to reveal the answer for this because this is basically standard macroeconomics. So this you are going to revise. Number 2, next question. 100 rupees withdrawn from savings bank account. Liquidity increases, liquidity decreases, no change, none of the above. This also you are going to revise. Because the answer to this lies in your understanding of this and your application. Both of this were previous year questions in UPSC Prelims. Absolutely. If everybody stops buying gold, gold rate will decline. Gold will decline. Liquidity increases. Gopi Nakesh, Mani Deepak. Are you sure? Liquidity decreases. Ah, finally. Rakesh, KS, Noor Jahan. Correct answer. Answer to this is there is no change. There is no change. And that answer lies in the fact that what is M0? Money in circulation. And money with the RBI. M1, money with the public. Then you have demand deposits, post office, savings bank, etc., etc. I withdraw the money from the bank. So from bank, minus 100 goes out. Correct? Minus 100 from bank went out. Into circulation now how much money is coming? Plus 100. Into circulation 100 came. From bank minus 100 went. 100 minus 100, 0. There is no change in the liquidity. Please revise the question papers, previous year question papers. Increase in the money multiplier indicated improved financial intermediation by the banking system. What is money multiplier formula, people? What is the formula for money multiplier? Again, it has to do with M0 and M3. Money multiplier is increasing simply means money that is available with the banking system is increasing. Very good. Money with the bank is increasing. Now, why did money with the bank increase in the last few years? Because cash reserve ratio was cut down. Cash reserve ratio. What is cash reserve ratio? Money that is supposed to be kept by the banks with RBI. That is cash reserve ratio. So RBI is telling now, you need not put that much money. This much is only enough. The rest you keep it with yourself. The banks are having more money to lend. Banks are having more money to lend now. Second thing, what did the RBI do? So cash reserve ratio was cut down. Second thing was repo rate was cut down. Why? Encourage credit. Let people withdraw money. People withdraw the money. People take the loan. But did people take the loan is the question. People did not take. People did not take. Most of the loans, where did it go? Personal loan. Because I am not sure about this market. I may lose my job at any point of time. Why will I take a loan unnecessarily? Even if people have taken a loan, it was largely in the nature of personal loan. And why did they take that personal loan again? They took that loan to buy gold. Buy gold, pay the interest. Because trust me, that is the most easiest thing to do. Without proper planning, etc. Even I went and did it few years back. I was not thinking about gold rate, FDs this much. If you put it in SIP, you will get this much return, that much return. Like how some so-called financial gurus will say it. I didn't think about any of it. I was like, gold I want to buy. I'm going to buy. I went and bought. Still I am paying the interest rate for that loan. It's not a gold loan. I took a personal loan, paid for the gold there. But today, the return that I get if I sell it is huge. Huge it is. Last year alone, 30% was the increase in gold prices. Got the picture here? Nobody is interested. And in that sector, again, if you notice, agriculture and allied sector came down. Personal loan consistently you see. Look at the consistency of personal loan. Same level. Services sector almost okay. But that also if you see declining trend. Industry very, very low. 0.6. Agriculture at 8.7. Personal loan 12.8. Services 11.7. So personal loan is standing at highest. Second is service sector. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this over this side. Okay. Coming to MSME, micro, small sector, etc. MSME, micro and small 24.6, MSME 21.8. Why this too high value here? This has largely to do with the Mudra scheme as well as Swanidhi Yojana. Why industrial it is so low? Why industry it is so low? Because what activity is happening? Where mining is there? Environmental clearances, state government clearance, central government clearance, land acquisition, getting the clearance from Gram Sabha. All of this is a headache. Who will invest in industry? Nobody will invest. Got the logic here. Service sector, why? How come, sir? Service sector is so high. IT parks, data centers, which is going to come up now. Data centers, for data centers, again, some tax benefit has been given, right? For 20-25 years. Data centers are going to come up in the country in different parts, which will cater to the data of Microsoft, Amazon, Google, etc. All that data centers will be here. This is the logic. The service sector will grow. Personal loan, because people only trust that. They don't want to take any other loan. No guts I have. The next thing is what? Mudra Swanidhi. Mudra and Swanidhi, two schemes especially to target the poorest of the poor sections of the society, so that to bring them also into the financial bracket. Manvi, is Sir live? Alive and kicking. One question. Ask the question now. Why this introduction and preface? Any doubts over here, people? Personal loans recorded the highest non-food credit growth at 12.8% year on year in November 25, driven by a 12.53% rise in loans against gold jewelry. That is the next point. Personal loan they are taking to buy gold, etc. That is one thing, or to clear whatever they want to buy, credit card, all that. Next thing what they are doing is pledging gold. Keep the gold there, pay a monthly interest. Gold loans are there that they are taking. Clear? Which subject you teach specially? Public administration and then comprehensive current affairs class, which runs on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The other subjects, whatever other, as of now, I cannot reveal the details, because as and when orders come only, I can take it up. CCA batch is totally silent. Any questions here, people? Data only. Performance of major world indices, if you see. Korea has been doing well, then followed by Japan, then USA, China. If you notice, see, China itself has shrunk. Singapore, UK, Australia has gone down. This is NYSE USA, fine. Here is where India is. Hong Kong little lower than that, Germany lower than that, Sensex India over here again. So this is how things have been going. All right. Gift City registered over 1,034 entities by November 2025, improved its global financial center ranking to 43, and introduced foreign currency settlement systems in October 2025. That is the other aspect of Gift City. You can basically use foreign currencies there for transactions. Dollar, pound, yen, euro, Chinese renminbi, or yuan. Now, this artificial intelligence I told you about, the whole global trend and whatever we are coming out with. This is data, high datas only. Go through it. Trend only you need to observe. Under AI again, RBI's free AI framework, which will focus on innovation and risk management as complementary objectives. Free AI aligns with Indian Artificial Intelligence Mission and the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. 7 guiding principles known as the 7 Sutras. Trust, people first, innovation over restraint, fairness and equity, accountability, understanding by design, and safety, resilience, and sustainability. Framework defines 6 strategic pillars. Under 2 frameworks, one is innovation enablement framework, the other is risk mitigation framework. What are the 6 strategic pillars? Infrastructure, policy and capacity building, governance, protection, and assurance. Strictly for prelims purpose, nothing else. All right. Microcredit as a pathway to financial inclusion. Evidence from Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, launched in April 2015, funding the unfunded. 10 crore of these accounts belong to first-time borrowers. Expansion of formal credit access rather than refinancing existing enterprises. That means giving people first-time loan, first-time borrowers, giving them the money. Under Mudra Yojana, Shishu loans up to 50,000 rupees, 50,000. Kishore loans from 50,000 to 5 lakh. Tarun loans from 5 lakh to 10 lakh. That is to give it to basically to the small businessmen. Tarun Plus was launched in October 24. Loans ranging from 10 lakh to 20 lakh were introduced for repeat borrowers with strong repayment records. That is, who are paying really well on time. For them, they can go up to 20 lakhs. That is why it is called Tarun Plus. So, yeah, Tarun Plus. Over the past decade, the share of Shishu accounts declined from 92 to 63%, while the Kishore and Tarun segments expanded. So Shishu came down. Shishu is what, up to 50. That has gone down. But Kishore loans and Tarun loans, those have gone up. PM Swanidhi. Now Swanidhi and Mudra, this Mudra Yojana, what is the difference here? Swanidhi is directly targeting street vendors. Street vendors they are targeting. Similar graduated credit model to street vendors, a group largely excluded from formal finance earlier. Under PMMY, women entrepreneurs received 69% of all microloans. Under PM Swanidhi, 1/3 of beneficiaries are women, 45% belong to OBC, 17% to SC, 2% to ST. Because of PM Swanidhi, what changes happened? They upgraded their houses, food access improved, healthcare improved, educational opportunities also improved. This one here is largely to do with this one major change, which is Securities Market Code 2025 was introduced in Lok Sabha on 18th December 2025, fulfilling a commitment announced in the Union Budget of 21-22. New change to the SEBI. What are the changes? These are the changes. 3 broad areas: service delivery, regulatory governance, market infrastructure institutions. Main thing is, all regulations must undergo public consultation. Only the governing board, which includes up to 6 independent members, is empowered to frame regulations ensuring non-executive participation in policy formulation. Note the point, non-executive. That means nobody from the government. Mandatory periodic review of regulation. Strictly, again, you just need to know these 2 points specifically because only. Got the point? Only the governing board, which includes up to 6 independent members, is empowered to frame regulations. And whatever regulations you are going to frame also, it should undergo, all the regulations must undergo public consultation. Thank you, Manvi, for that compliment. Again, limiting the validity of interim orders to 180 days. Interim orders means what? It is not permanent. It is given only for that time period. Like temporary it is, or in between. Its validity has been fixed to 180 days. Then general points again. No inspection or investigation may commence more than 8 years after the alleged contravention. That means if some issue happens in the security market, let us say, and it happened back in 2008, can you take it up as a case now? No. Whatever case you want to take up about any illegal activity, anything that has happened, maximum time period is 8 years. If it is older than 8 years, we are not going to take it up. When you read any bill or article, right, any bill is there, act is there, first thing to note, go for it is there something, is a number in it? Then is there a point there which you will not be able to guess in the exam hall? So that is what you should look out for. Got the point? What is orange economy? Start with the definition, Gopi Nakesh. Randomly don't throw in questions here which is not related to the discussion. What about orange economy? What is orange economy first of all? You tell me that first. 5 full-time members. 3 members having securities market experience. Again, numbers matters, people. This is the SEBI board strength increased to 15. Governing board will have how many? Governing board, 6 independent members, which includes up to 6 members. Clear? Now the other part, which again we have discussed in our current affairs. People are increasingly shifting from fixed deposit accounts to share market now. Everybody are moving towards the share market. Let us look at the data to understand this better. Household equity wealth stands today at approximately 53 lakh crore. It was only 2% in financial year 12. Today it stands at 15.2% share of equity and mutual funds. It's only 15.2%. Means what? There is still a huge section of the Indian population who are still not exposed to the share market at all. If they also enter into share market, let me tell you, you start a company reasonably, if it is doing well, then go public. You will become a multi-millionaire in no time. Easiest way to do. Easiest way, because if as an investor, I will also invest in a company if I know that, okay, that company is always doing making profit. I will buy their shares and keep. So what will happen? I will get some dividend out of it. Or if I sell the shares on a later date, I will become a crorepati. This is the logic. However, what trend we are seeing in India is most of the so-called investments, what is happening in the share market, it is largely to do with mutual fund investments, small shareholdings. That is little bit shares they'll buy off Ambani's or Adani's company and they'll keep. Let it grow. They will wait. The daily trading, what we probably see in Europe, Hong Kong, Japan, USA, etc., that is to a very minuscule level. Like those of you who have watched that movie, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Mr. Hrithik Roshan is standing there. Oh my God, I'll have to trade my Ferrari for a Ford Fiesta. When he says that, we are like, who is he? Correct? As somebody rightfully said, the movie is brilliant, but there is nothing in that movie where a common man or a middle class guy can relate with. Their life, all their lives are doing really well. Correct? Economically, they are doing incredibly well. Coming back to the point of telling you all that is, so the share is Hrithik's character is actually a share broker. Somebody who studies about the share market and tells people where to invest and when to buy shares and when to sell shares. That as a field is yet to find success in India. Got the logic? And like I told you, this whatever share market exposure we are talking about, it is that exposure has not gone towards corporate bonds, pension funds, insurance. There it has not gone. There, in fact, if you see, insurance coverage has come down. Corporate bond and all, okay, let us buy Adani's bond and keep. How many people do you know who has bought Adani bonds? How many people do you know? Very less it will be. If within our friend circle, you're never going to find any. So the trend that is happening is DII is increasing. Domestic institutional investments, that is going up. Gold purchases are going up. Investments in pension, down or rather less. In insurance also, it is very less. In corporate bonds also, it is very less. And guess what? Even in fixed deposits in bank, that is also less. Got the point? Orange economy means economy based on content creators. So for them, some schemes have been introduced. But to what extent it will work out practically, how to access those funds, God Almighty knows. Got the point here? See, people understand one thing. As long as you're earning money through decent means, all right, decent means in what I meant is where you are okay doing whatever you're doing, it is legal, earn. You want to be a vlogger, you want to sell a product online, you want to advertise a product online, go ahead, make money. That is what I would say. Because I know people now who are like 25, 26 years old, already built a house, already have 2 cars, one is for the father, one is for them, have money in the account also. All because for the last 5 years, they have a YouTube account and they have an Insta account. They have collaborations, they have brand endorsements, etc. There are people who are making money out of it. But the common element in all these cases is that they are consistent. They are constantly uploading videos. Bottom line is, success mantra in any field is consistently doing a thing even on your worst days. That is the only thing. And that requires silent work. Silently keep on working, keep on working. You feel like crying, you keep working. You're tired, you keep working. You're sick, you keep working. One day, success will make enough number of noise where people will say that, look at him, overnight sensation, he's very lucky. I agree with that, Harsh. Where is first part? First part of what? Economic survey. It is already there in YouTube. Check out 2 days ago, video section or the live section under PWOnlyIAS. That is what it is. The rest of it is data. Yeah. Now, one last topic I will explain, because if I start reading it out, it will take too much of time. Why do we have high cost of capital here in our country? That is basically what it means is, why is it that loans are so expensive? Any money you try to borrow, why is it so expensive? So for that, first let us understand a comparative analysis here. India's high cost of capital remains a constraint on private investment and long-term growth. Private players, they don't want to invest here because of what? High cost of capital. With weighted average long-term interest rates averaging 7.61% between 1995 and 2025, that is 30 years, if you borrow money and invest in India, this is the interest rate, 7.61, 30 years average interest rate. On the contrary, in Canada, it is the same time period, 3.13%, Italy, 2.94%, Switzerland, 1.04%. The lower than other emerging economies such as Indonesia at 14.1, Mexico at 11, South Africa at 9. So compared to emerging market economies, if you see, it is lower. Now I saw that question, Mohit. Okay. So other countries, it is so low. In India, it is so high. I mean, come on, 7.61, Canada at 3.13. What is the reason behind it? Very simple. A 1 percentage point improvement in the current account balance reduces long-term interest rate by 2.8 basis points. Means what? The villain here is high imports. That is the major villain. Because I have told this n number of times. Crude oil, coal, electronic goods, gold. Yeah, natural gas also, let me throw it in. All these components we have been buying in the last 30 years, 95 to 2025. So as long as we are dependent on this, there is nothing that we can do to counter it. Now, the last year also, my students will be already knowing this. CC comprehensive batch knows it already. That is, exports did not actually go down because of US tariff. Exports, in fact, started increasing and started doing good. November, December data tells us that. Even though Trump imposed such tariff, exports did not decline. Exports did well. Year on year, you compare, it did 21% growth it registered. Then $1 million question is, then if that is the case, then why is it that $1 is at 92? Because people were purchasing gold, people were purchasing silver. People are having money with them. Because why is it that people are having money with them? Thanks to the fact that income tax was brought down. GST was reduced to 5, 18 and 40. But whatever savings they had, they used it for this. Very few people invested in real estate, or very few people actually went and bought something. This is the reality. Got the picture here? This is what it is in a nutshell. This is what you're going to read also. So bottom line from this 3 chapters, bottom line is what? For states, unconditional cash transfers. Regulate them. Or keep a sunset clause. Sunset clause means simply put a deadline. Not that for janam, you'll keep paying it. Number 1. For states plus center, increase capital expenditure. Yeah. In addition to that, now you cannot ask people basically to reduce the gold, reduce the silver purchase. That you cannot do. Ulta, what you can do? Ulta, the FTAs, whatever we have signed. UK, Oman, UAE, New Zealand, European Union, and maybe with USA in the future. This will further increase the exports. Capital expenditure with the FTAs will create more jobs with export. But what will be the main challenge there? Environment. Data centers, whatever we are planning to bring over here, they will only increase more demand on water and other resources. India is already a water deficit country. So we will have to wait and watch what will be its future impact. Goes without saying. That is one challenge. Increasing mining would be the next challenge because environmental regulations, Supreme Court intervention, all that will follow. Improving investments in industry and manufacturing, even that will be a challenge. Got the point? These are the existing challenges. And obviously, trying to bring in more technology into the field of agriculture. These are the challenges. Increased in exports is also due to increase in dollar value. What? Nah. Okay, you're basically telling increase in exports because, see, currency depreciates. Yes, it will encourage exports, provided your cost of product is competitive. That is the most important point here. Your cost should be competitive. then only you can say that it is going to improve. Your transportation cost is high in the country, your electricity charges are high in the country, your fuel costs are high in the country. So finally, the cost of your product will be so high. So when you put it into sell it to Europe, sell it to USA, why will anybody buy it? Because overall cost is so high. The FTA is what we have signed now. Another angle to it is, so the FTA with European Union especially is actually what a death blow to both Pakistan as well as Bangladesh. Their main bread and butter, their textile industry is going to get affected because of this. Both of them are now begging with European Union to increase their, sign an FTA, etc. We'll have to wait and watch whether that will happen or not. Challenge, it is not that imports will increase, but again, it was based on citizens' choice, right? So I don't drink. So I'm not going to buy the wine or the whiskey that is going to come from European Union. But yes, chocolates, definitely yes. That is a matter of individual choice there. Just because you signed an FTA, that doesn't necessarily mean that we will be buying everything that whatever Europe wants to sell. Ultimately, an individual consumer will base their choice based on individual preferences and the price of the product. Clear? What about agriculture field? Agriculture, the main issue is bringing in technology there and rationalizing the subsidies. So agriculture, if you need to improve, the only choice is what? Making the farmer an entrepreneur, which the government tried to do with the 3 farm laws. But then everybody were like, no, this was Ambaniization, Adaniization, blah, 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 blah. Simple logic, I will tell you. If I am a seller of this product, I can sell this to anybody in this country. How much ever I want, how many ever quantity I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. Indian farmer cannot do that. Indian farmer has to sell his products only inside APMC yards. That is where they have to sell. That is the problem here. They don't have that freedom. That law they wanted to change. So that contracting out, leasing out, contract agreements, etc. can be made. In all that agreements also, one of the main core principle was that land will not be lost. But then farmers did not agree, pressure, etc. happened, blah, blah, blah happened, many issues happened. So what is the other alternative now? Other alternative is improve the rural infrastructure. Improve the roads, improve the warehouses, improve the storage, improve the transportation, improve the logistics. Using what? G-Ramji Act. Whatever you are constructing, whatever you are making, henceforth, it will be entered into a rural infrastructure stack. Rural infrastructure stack means, okay, what? So 60:40 is the share here between center and states. 60:40. Both of them are equally responsible now. Whatever you are building, you have to take a photograph of it, you have to put the latitude and longitude, you have to enter it into the system. So one by one, this will help in what? Changing the face of rural India. That way, you can improve the agriculture. That is what is happening now. Government is going for the ulta now. Earlier, they tried to make the farmer an entrepreneur. That did not work. Now, ulta, what they are trying to do? Let us develop the infrastructure in rural area. People sitting in south, they'll be like, what rural area? What infrastructure? I mean, we have everything here. You will be thinking like that. Go up north slightly. That is, as you cross the Tropic of Cancer and go anywhere northern side, you will see there is not road also. What you talk about, you won't see a tarred road in a village. You will get to know the easy difference between a village and a town there. What are your views? Sir, why there was no special thing for middle class in this budget? Prathamesh Kanun go, every year you cannot keep targeting a particular sector. Understand that. Last year only we had actually done what? We as in government. Government actually gave tax relief to the middle class basically, as well as reducing the GST rates. Even before seeing the result of it, like the actual impact of it in the society, because right now after reducing the income tax as well as after reducing the GST, what has happened really? Consumption expenditure did not really go up. Agreed, some automobiles, some electronic goods, etc. got sold. But the real villain or the real culprit was what? With the reduced this gold, silver purchases actually skyrocketed in India. That is what really happened. So I have to wait at least for some more months before I see, okay, what is its real impact that is happening. Keep on reducing this. What will happen now? It can cause inflation. It can cause even further purchase of gold and silver, which will only do what? Deteriorate the rupee value further. Because unfortunately, by the time you make a policy decision and you see its results at the ground level, easily 3 to 6 months gap is there. So back to back, you cannot keep giving. Okay, I reduced this year. Next year also I will reduce. The year after that also I will reduce. No government will do that. And no government should do it. It is not prudent economic policy. For example, few years back only, government reduced corporate tax. Correct? After that, they have not touched corporate tax after that. They have kept it as it is. Correct? Then the corporate also should demand, right? What have you given for us? No. Once you provide some major tax benefit or tax relief, you have to wait to see what is really happening in the economy. That change to happen, you have to wait and watch at least for 3 to 5 years to actually see the ground level change. In this last few months, the only change that we are seeing is people are purchasing more of this. That's it. And reduced FD. Nobody has any interest in putting their money in the bank. This is the reality. Got the point here? What is effective Capex? Effective Capex simply means capital expenditure made by the central government. The grants which are given to the state. Grants, like keep it. That money, portion of it is going into what? Infrastructure development or capital investments there. So, capital investments of the center plus portion of the grants which are given to the states, which goes into capital expenditure. Together you call it effective Capex. Center's target is 12 lakh crore. For states, the basic idea is to go for SASKI scheme, 50-year interest-free loans. That's the idea. What is the main goal to make a budget every year? The reason why every household also has a budget every month. In your house also, your parents will be having a budget, right? It is not that if you go and say, Mama, I want to buy a Rolls Royce. Here, take my kidney. Go buy a Rolls Royce and come. You cannot do that, right? There will be a clear this thing. This much will go for electricity. This much will go for this. This much will go for food. There will be a clear-cut plan. Planning the income and the expenditure. For a country, it is more than that. You have to plan about future growth, future development, all of it. Will you teach budget in CA batch? Already budget, I have taken done one video, 30-minute video, it got released here. That's all about it. Don't go beyond that. Don't sit and do a research on budget and all. Like I told you, it is only for that 1 year. And that will undergo changes. Mid-year also, it will undergo certain tweaking here and there. That's it. Don't think too much into it. Survey is mostly important for you to write a mains answer. That whole economy, how it was functioning, what has happened. It is like a summary. You really understand what happened in Indian economy, what happened in the world. That you will understand. Minus the politics. Don't sit and think, BJP support, does that. I don't have any party support. Trust me. Which party will you support? For what joy will you support? What joy? What are you getting when supporting any political party? Everybody are asking for votes either on the basis of caste or on the basis of religion. Which political party is out there that have said that education we are going to focus on, development we are going to focus on, we are going to focus on infrastructure. On that basis, which party has asked votes? Hardly nothing. Yeah, it is already uploaded in YouTube in the same channel. Why is budget for education low? Because people don't want it. People, are they demanding it? Other than the UPSC crowd, 10 or 12 lakh students or aspirants with the faculties also, if you add maybe 12, 15 lakhs. Other than that, which section of the population really wants focus on education? Which section? Where do you see it? Prathamesh Kanungo, reduce your question size. Prashant Kishore Sir, Jan Swaraj. Prashant Kishore, Jan Swaraj, agreed. Did he win? Did he win? That famous IPS officer, Shivdeep Vaman Lande from Maharashtra, son of a farmer who used to donate 30 or 40% of his salary for the girl child's education, etc. Famous IPS officer from Bihar. He also stood as an independent candidate. What did the people of Bihar vote him for? How much did he win? E. Sridharan, Metro Man of India, did he win? In Kerala. People will say no, because he joined BJP party, that is why. Voting in India happens on the basis of religion and caste first. Party ideology, etc. comes later. All those ideology and all it is. And which party has what ideology? What ideology are we talking about here? There is no ideology. See, that is the beauty. With economic survey, the thing is, static portions, whatever you see, whatever I have marked out, revise it again. Proper prelims related points are there, like Swanidhi scheme, Mudra scheme, that scheme, this scheme, or just in time. Those ones, read it out properly. Clear? It has come down to 18%, 25% now. Yeah, made in India products. 25 or 18? 18%. If I am not wrong, 18%, right? Public debate on the labor market implications of AI is highly polarized. Everything is polarized in this country. Yeah, Annamalai in Tamil Nadu. Yeah, thank you for reminding that. Getting the point here. People only vote. So we are responsible for choosing such people. 33% of MLAs are having criminal antecedents. Close to 50% of MPs are having criminal antecedents. Criminal antecedents means they all have serious criminal cases against them. That's it. 18 it is. That's the point. Don't leave the job, Zuhay. Whatever happens, don't leave your job. You're working in Google. Are you mad to leave? Don't leave. Parallelly, on the side, you do UPSC. Enough. Having a job and then going behind UPSC. Leaving the job and going behind UPSC is almost like, okay, leave. That will be a little too much to say. Don't do that. Financial independence, don't sacrifice it for anything. You're earning your own money, right? There is nothing more beautiful than that in this world. That is true independence. Don't ever sacrifice that. Any other queries, people? Deshji, join law school. Join your law school. All right? Join law school. You need a graduation. And that is not easy. Cracking CLAT and getting AIR 315. That is not at all easy. Go there, study there, become a good lawyer. 2 years if you want your practice. Write your magistrate's exam, because 2 years, I think now you need that. There is a rule like that. 2 years at least you need practice. Give your magistrate's exam. You'll become a government servant. Forget banking job. You pass out from National Law University, etc. Corporate lawyer at least you can become. People, that will be the end of the 3 chapters. Now, these 3 chapters are the most bulkiest chapters here. Okay. They are the most bulkiest chapters. That is why it has taken time. Subsequent chapters are actually small. We will be able to wind them up a little more faster. Clear, people? If you are planning to do coaching means, please consider Pinnacle Batch. If you are planning to do self-preparation, NCRT series are available in PWOnlyIAS English channel. You can go on for that. say as of now, we only know about this one message what Trump has put. Ground level on what and all goods they have removed it or not removed it, we don't know. So far, whatever is reported in media, only that much even I know. And let me tell you, don't ever try to stand too updated with the current affairs. Like immediately, every second, I want to know what happened. Don't try to do that. UPSC doesn't ask that. UPSC, when they ask this way of analysis, what I have given you here. That much understanding is enough. Trump, now did it come down or not? Wait, the news has only come out. Actual ground level, what will change or what won't change, we will only get to know maybe after 1 week or 2 weeks. Announcing it on Twitter or announcing it on a social media platform is one thing. Ground level, what rules will change or won't change, only later we will know. I don't know about the PIB PDF. That is left to you. If you want, you can read it. I'm from the state of Kerala. Why it is need to change MG Narega, sir? One simple question, Mr. Shasha Beauty Products. Shasha Beauty Products. Shasha Beauty Products, tell me, in MG Narega, with MG Narega since last, how many years has it been? Close to 20 years, right? With 20 years, MG Narega, what rural asset have they created? One rural asset. In your area. In my area, nothing. At my area, when I say my father's home, which is in the state of Kerala, where these Narega workers will come. If men are there, they will basically spend most of their time tying, untying, and retying and readjusting the lungi. Mega Oscar level acting they will do when it is around 4 p.m. 4 to 5 p.m., they work so hard. You almost feel like playing the, what is it? Bahubali, Jai Ho, wala music you feel like playing. Other than that, what asset has been created in that entire village where my father's house is there? Nothing. Not a thing. But they are all getting money. They are all getting paid. And the way they walk, you almost feel like giving them boost and giving them on push. Very slowly, silently. Like fashion models will not be able to walk like them. I have not cracked UPSC. I have only gone till the interview. I have cracked KAS, Kerala Administrative Service. I have cracked SSC CGL. I have written RBI Grade B mains. I wrote 2 mains of UPSC. That's it. You have answered the point. That is why. See, the only thing is I will tell you, MG Narega was center used to spend 100%. And it was demand based. Demand based means every time state will say, Are bhaiya, oh bhaiya, workers are demanding work. They want to do Narega. Then center will be like, okay. Center will give the money. State will be sitting and laughing. Highest level of corruption happens at the panchayat level and municipality level. Guess why? Because at panchayat level and municipality level, auditing is not done by CAG. Those of you prepared for polity will be knowing this. CAG will audit center's accounts, state's account. But when it comes to panchayati raj and municipalities, CAG has got no role there. Some very intelligent person has framed the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Ideally, you should have brought that also under CAG. Means what? Do whatever you want. Nobody is there to question. That is the reason why center wants to replace this and bring G Ramji. Again, somebody has a very good humor sense because G Ramji means always you will keep uttering it. So here the comedy is what? Center and state will have to share 60-40. So if center gives their 60, their share is done. And again the state says, Are suno, are listen, workers are, rural people are demanding for work. Center will be like, you fund it now. You fund it and whatever you are making, put it in the digitally. Give me the latitude and longitude, how tall it is, how broad it is, how wide it is. Put it digitally, upload it. The size of the land, everything, upload it. Whatever work you are doing, digitally upload it. The states are now sitting and crying. That's it. No. There was a case running for that. One case was running, and we couldn't win the case. We won the case actually at the tribunal level. Tribunal asked the Kerala government to consider our rank list and our vacancies, etc. But High Court we lost it, Supreme Court we lost it. The only reason given by High Court and Supreme Court was that in matters of the executive, judiciary will not involve. End of the argument. 1.5 years we fought the case in the hope that tomorrow we will get the job, tomorrow we'll get the job. Job also didn't come, nothing came. We are not supposed to write this. Not supposed to write what? Work smart, not hard, E2M. These are facts. You need not draw the smiley and say that, Are, oh, suno. That is for your understanding. What you will write it as is, state did not have any accountability under MG Narega. Responsibility was of the center to fund it entirely. There was no sense of accountability either at the state level or at the rural level. Under G Ramji, there is going to be accountability because both center and states are involved, and digitally you have to upload the data with regard to whatever assets you are making. That's it. You will write it like that. What US citizens? We ourselves need a class first. That is the whole point, Abhinaya. Because otherwise, see, I can deal with it in very proper, news reporter type vibes. The GRAMG bill is actually supposed to ensure better transparency and accountability in terms of the funds that are being invested in the rural area and in terms of the assets that will be constructed using a complete digital tracking and marking of the latitude and the longitude and of each and every asset that will be constructed. What will I gain out of it? This way, you will never forget it for the rest of your life. Don't trust. Go and find somewhere else. Shaktiman. I have no compulsion that you should study under me. Trust me. There is no gun to your head. You're not chained to that chair. Switch the channel. Watch something else. Think independently always. Can be anything according to demand. Correct. Always think independently. Don't think on the basis of caste, religion, political ideology. Always try to think, okay, what is the other side of the story? When you start thinking like that, automatically what will happen is you will have your own ideas based on fact, which is what is needed in the paper, which is what is needed in the interview. Thank you. Gapped in my graduation of 1 year. So, I don't understand what you mean by gapped in one. It means there is a gap in your graduation. You should complete graduation. That is the only criteria. Other than that, no other criteria is there. One graduation degree you should have. "15-year-old JEE student, 6'3" tall. Wonderful. Shamshad Hombal, sir. Yes, Shamshad, sir. Make it fast, people. CCA batch, class is over. If you want, you can wind it up. The next class, tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll be having our routine class, by the way. I'll schedule it at 6 p.m. Did they ask questions? Nah. They won't. They will never ask such questions. In interview and all, don't expect any political party questions at all being coming. You shouldn't show that you are anti-government there. Understand this very, very clearly. You shouldn't be anti-government. You should be pro-government always, because ultimately understand, people of the country voted a party to power. State level voted another party to power. Central level another party to power. So you have to respect both the governments. That is the logic. Arbitration Council of India. Arbitration Council of India is basically meant for solving the cases outside court, especially to do with big corporate cases where crores of money is involved. So if you go to a court means it will take a lot of time. So Arbitration Council of India's purpose is basically out of court settlements let us make, where both the parties will come, there will be a neutral mediator will be there, they will discuss out this, that, then they will decide on the compensation, end of the story. This is the idea behind it. And in India, it is necessary largely not because corporates are fighting here. Corporates are fighting with government. Because government will keep telling, that tax, give it to me. This tax, give it to me. For that reason, you need arbitration council. Good night. It has nothing to do like that. Please understand, economic justice it is called. Principle of economic justice. Understand it very, very clearly. Economic justice tells us what is impoverished, there you should focus more. That is the only logic behind it. And ecologically sensitive state, man, what will you provide them? Think about it. Okay, this year they didn't provide. Next year they will provide. That's it. How are you utilizing the funds given to you? How are you running the things there? Those things matter. Center, when it has to divide the funds, they will only follow principle of economic justice. It has nothing to do with political party and all. That and all just for your information, people. Enforcement Directorate has filed 2 separate cases on the son and daughter of the Chief Minister of Kerala, which is pending since the last 3 or 5 years. Chief Minister of Kerala's son and daughter, 2 separate cases. ED has filed. Enforcement Directorate comes under whom? Ministry of Finance, central government. That case is lying there in cold storage. Understand one thing very clearly. They fight in open. They hug in private. Understand that very clearly. We are fools to think that it is because of 2 different ideologies. There is no ideology here. Please understand, it is all a matter of convenience, political convenience. Whatever will help me to get that magic number, more than 50% seats in the Lok Sabha or in the Legislative Assembly. For that, I will shake hands with any political party, form alliance with anybody. That's it. Yes, Nishika, we will definitely have. I have no idea. Yes, you can give. BSc nursing student also can study. Finance budget, will you take any class or give any notes, sir? This PPT only, this is only thing that I'm going to take. More budget means, this was supposed to be taken by the economics faculty. But then, my horoscope is also so good that it landed up on my head. This I will finish it off. And then that will be the end of it. Wealth department. Wealth, health, I think you are asking. People don't want, na? Think about it. People voted a party to power for what? Caste and religion. Not for education, not for employment, not for health. So they won't vote. Simple. True, Prathamesh. Even I feel that. Good. Where are you? From the state of Kerala, currently living in Bangalore. If you are doing self-preparation, follow the NCRT series. Yeah, you can. Polity degree. Take a degree which will actually help you move up in life. I mean, if you are interested in it, take it up. Health, it is there. It is not that it is up to the mark. That is the point, because the other areas are there. Other areas are there which needs focus more on. That is the reason. 145 crore people, it is not easy to invest on health. Like I told you, in any infrastructure investments that you talk about, social investments like education plus health, this is good. But at the same time, money for this, where will that come from? Capital. Economic infrastructure. road, highways, railways, port, airport, seaport, all of that. This, if you have, you can fund this. Without this, if you try to do this alone, your state will go into kaput. What GIS student? I don't want to get into Kerala politics now. That is left to you. That is left to you, however you want to interpret it. All right. Any which way you go down there, you will hear a different story. Interact with the people there, you will hear a different story. That is left to you entirely. Voting analysis, when you finally do it, trust me, it is always done on the basis of caste or religion in this country of ours. Whether it is Kerala, whether it is Kashmir, Gujarat, Arunachal Pradesh. Trust me on that. It has nothing to do with so-called development, that, this, etc., etc. Nothing. BBC, Bhargav, stop spamming the section. Consistently sit and study. That is the only thing to do to get, to crack anything in life. Okay. Yeah, I have visited Bhubaneswar. I have taught there. What new income tax act? You are basically asking me everything. See, obviously, over a 5-minute session, you cannot ask me almost all the entire economic topic. New income tax act, what is it? Reduction of income tax, which was already announced last year. That's it. Other than that, what else is there? Even I'm also lucky, Sachin, to have you as my student. Old. Dishg05. Brother, good things takes time. Understand that. Don't think law school as something, array law. Lawyer it is. There is one thing that an average person, a layman, gets scared of. That is a police officer. Correct. The moment anybody sees khaki, they get a little scared. There is one person, one profession alone, where cops are afraid of, and that is a lawyer. When they get to know a lawyer is there in that home, means they won't touch. Understand that. And when you study from the premier law institute of the country, you're thinking in peanuts, man. 50-60,000 rupees in a month you may get. As what? In bank or whatever. What power do you have here? And every 3 years you're going to get transferred. You come out as a lawyer. You can be a very good corporate lawyer, criminal lawyer, civil lawyer, write the exam and become a district magistrate. Have your own government car, building, bungalow, police protection, everything. Still you feel if this is bad, go ahead. Be my guest. Go and do banking. Sit and waste your time from morning till evening. Left to you. If you can afford it, better to join Kuku Nachiketa. Pinnacle you can consider. Dinesh Popley. First you clear 10th, man. Thank you. Is there anything to get a degree in arts in India? I mean, I didn't understand. Which other exams? Banking exam, railways exam, SSC, any other exam you can give. See, let me be very honest, none of these exams are again easy for the simple reason that for all these exams, success rate is less than 5%. That much of population is there, thanks to all our great grandfathers who only made one contribution to the entire country, which is population explosion. Any exam you plan to write in India, any government exam, less than 5% is the success rate. UPSC is even more crazier than that, less than 1%. It only means what? You have to work extremely hard, nothing else, and consistently. science background. There are no tips. People, there is no tips or tricks here. Let it be any graduation that you choose. Let it be any college that you come from. Let it be any subject that you studied. None of that matters. What only matters is UPSC has a syllabus. UPSC has a pattern of asking questions. Are you capable to crack it? That's all. Nothing else other than that. Hard work or smart work? Work daily. What smart work and all? Both are overrated. Hard work you have to do. Smart work you have to do. These are just random words that have been created again to scare the students. Smart work, hard work. Work every day, man. Wake up every day in the morning and start working. Nothing else is there. What smart, what hard? Work every day. Come to Patna branch. Oh, Patna, then where? டேய் பார்கவே, உனக்கு சொன்னா புரியாதா? அந்த சேனலும் தெரியாது. நீ எதுக்கு இந்த மட்டையான கேள்வி கேட்டுட்டே இருக்க? UPSC economy. I used to study only NCRT, to be very honest. NCRT, and I used to, like, whatever terms and terminologies are there, I used to study it from the internet. That's all that I used to do. Whatever current books are there in the market, as far as whatever I have seen, they are too bulky. I don't want to take any names. Too bulky, and I feel sometimes it's more than what the exam demands. And yeah, study the survey. These are the only things to do. Study the survey and maybe the monthly current affair compilation, economic section. That's enough. No, Mohit, it was something that I had to speak in Tamil to one gentleman here who's constantly asking one Wahyat Sawal. Congratulations, Arihar Sudan. Get into a job and only then do UPSC. Please understand. I am having students who are working with Central Armed Police Force, the BSF, etc., who are sitting and preparing. And I asked them today, what difference are you finding? Like before you were preparing without any job, now you are preparing. They are telling that, sir, no fear now. No fear. We are only thinking about, okay, today let me read this today. Now the only thing is let me read it. Earlier it was like, what will I do? What will I do? Now it is like relaxed preparation it is. I'm able to study more. I'm able to retain more information. Understand the whole idea of that youngest officer of the country, and then what you will do after that. It is not about youngest officer. To be a capable, no nonsense, sensible officer and an individual. That is important. Study it, Abhiram, nothing else. Nitin Singhania book for economy is good. Every book is good. Nobody is telling the book is not good. Book is bulky is what I'm trying to tell you. ஆமா, தமிழ் தெரியும். No, I will not come to Patna. Will I get a job? That will depend on you. Why will you ask me? இப்போ மன்னிப்பு கேட்டுட்டு என்ன பிரயோஜனம்? முன்னாடி இருந்தன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. Let's call it a day, people. Take care.